Hi guys, welcome to Shot4Shot. My name is Kurt.
My name is Butter.
And welcome to a review of Rick and Morty
Season 3, Episode 7, the Ricklantis Mixup, and what a fucking episode.
What a tasty episode.
It
It
was.
So good.
Holy
oh my god.
shit. So get you up to speed about the episode. It starts off with Rick and Morty in their garage, and they're visited by another Rick and Morty asking for contributions to help the redevelopment of the Citadel. You guys might remember the Citadel from Episode 1, where Rick pretty much destroyed the Council of Ricks and destroyed the
Season
Citadel.
3, Episode 1, and it's also in the Season 1, Episode 10 is when we also see the Council of Ricks for the first time.
Yes.
That's the other time we
But
really
that'll
get
come into play later.
Yes.
Hold
yes.
up.
Let's
Pump the brakes right there.
Slow down.
Okay, so what they pretty much is they ask for contributions. He's like, fuck off. I was the one who destroyed the Citadel. And then they're like, we're going to go on our adventure to Atlantis. And it makes you kind of think that we're going to follow them through the adventure of Atlantis. However, we don't follow our Rick and Mortys at all. We go to the Citadel. And we kind of get this really awesome vignettes about what is going on in the Citadel and like what is like how the Citadel is like recouping after Rick destroyed it.
It totally felt like 4 different little movies, like fucking like Training Day meets Hogwarts, Harry Potter meets fucking Stand By Me.
Yeah, I guess vignettes like they affect each other. But these ones kind of went on their own, but they also were still in the world of the Citadel. But yes,
but I do think from what we've learned in all these 4 different stories is that we will see more to come. Like the 4 stories is it follows a Rick who works in the Simple Rick factory. There is the Mortys who go to school at the Morty Warts, which is kind of like a Stand By Me story. And then there's Fat Morty, who is like a training day
cop with
so good, like
nice
just a bad attitude. And then it's fucking. There's also this cool like presidential story, which kind of plays satire on what we are going through right now.
It was really fun to watch that episode because there was a lot of parallels to like America and like kind of what was going on right now. We have like obviously Trump was won the election and that like I thought like while I was watching it and I loved like seeing the parallels between that and not only like the parallels between like the president and America, the parallels between kind of like I don't want to get too edgy
like a Rick and a Morty,
but it was like race relations as well. But it was instead of this race versus that race. Let's say
it was about making
this
Mortys
race versus
equal.
the white race.
It was about making Mortys equal.
It was about like the relationship between Ricks and Mortys and like what it is and how the Citadel kind of nurtures that and like kind of feeds on that as well.
Because essentially the Citadel is just a bunch of Ricks from different universes that all work in different parts of the Citadel, but they're all the same guys. So it's like they all start to be like, oh wait, I don't have to work at Simple Ricks. I can fucking be the Rick that I know that is our hero, Yeah. And it's I do love how like kind of like at the end all the stories kind of come together in a way, and I really do think this is probably one of the strongest episodes so far because it's huge plot development at the end. And
yes, so let me just pick it back off you and I'll throw it back to you. I think it's one of the strongest episodes and I think it's one of the smartest written episodes of Rick and Morty for this season, let alone the whole entire series.
I mean, again, when we can hear an episode where we just hear Justin Roiland talk back and forth,
that's what I was saying. Like, wow,
it's amazing.
Just love the whole time, and I really like the structure of the episode because it was it flowed really nicely. It was like, he's on TV, and then it backs away from the TV, and then they're watching like the Locos Mortys are watching TV, and then it kind of pans off that, and it flowed really nicely the way it transitioned between telling these 4 different stories.
And again, it all comes together at the end, and we find out that spoiler alert, you have been warned that the Morty it's 4 Ricks running against 1 Morty for the presidential of the Sanctum, and the Morty wins, and we find out at the end that it's Evil Morty from season 1, and we haven't seen him since season 1. We didn't see him in season 2. There wasn't really like any word of him really.
There was nothing of him in season 2. I mean, from what I can recall, please, if you guys know,
please tell us. Like if we're wrong, we'd love to know when we're wrong because we learned too.
It was really cool seeing that. Like once that fucking music started playing, I'm like, holy fucking shit, it's Evil Morty. I mean, I kind of knew,
because that music played too when all the Mortys left where the evil Rick, which was his quote unquote Rick, which I think there's many theories that Kurt's theory or what he's heard is that the Rick for Evil Morty is our Rick, is the Rick we're following.
Yeah, so if you guys don't really know a lot of the theories and haven't watched them a lot, I've tried to watch them and grasp as much as I can from them. Basically what it is that Evil Morty is supposed to be our Rick's actual Morty. So if you watch in season 1, episode 1, Rick apparently comes back after 20 years of being like gone. So what they're saying is that this Rick could easily escape Evil Morty, or for some reason he goes parts ways with Evil Morty and easily slips into this timeline where he was away for 20 years.
Yeah.
And they're just saying like how he is his original Morty. And what I thought one of the coolest thing was, I don't know why they're not really giving us a lot of answers to. I mean, it was an awesome episode for sure.
Oh yeah,
it got
but
everyone
so many
hyped
questions.
if you don't
so
really even follow the theories of it.
Yeah.
But one of the theories also is like Evil Morty is like super smart and like a genius. He's like the Rickest Morty.
So maniacal. Oh my god, he's so evil.
There's the Rickest Morty, there's the Mortiest Morty, there's the Rickest Rick, and I guess maybe the Mortiest Rick, but we never really see him.
And see, that's my theory, is that Evil Morty's Rick is dumb Rick that loves Jerry. Like, I think that's what it should be. I think that's what it should be. The Rick that loves to eat poop, like, that should be
But
Evil
yeah,
Morty.
but there's also this whole like thing about like the Earth started eating poop again, like the one random episode.
Again, the Pickle Rick episode, which is like the new thing apparently.
Okay, so
not bashing on Pickle Rick, but again.
Okay, so Evil Morty, we know. I guess
Yes.
we don't know who's his Rick. They kind of like ask him in the episode. He kind of brushes it off, and I mean, I guess that little hints a little bit more towards it. However, in episode 1, there is a huge of Rick and Morty, episode 1, season 1. Huge thing with the mega seeds.
Yes.
So the mega
I mean, that's how it all starts their adventure. That's their
you,
first adventure, really.
So the mega seeds are supposed to make you like hyper intelligent. And there's a quick little shot at the end of the episode where you might miss. It's like a 2 seconds long. Who cares? However long it is. It's pretty much a bunch of Mortys harvesting the mega seeds. So what I'm guessing maybe is going to happen is that Evil Morty hates Ricks, and he wants Mortys to kind of overthrow, and he wants to change the status quo of what it is, the relationship between Rick and Morty.
Okay,
He wants all the Mortys to. I'm guessing. But
that would totally be something anyone
the
do.
mega seeds.
The Mortys take over at the end of the
Mortys
season.
are going to take over.
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be totally something I would see this season going. It's because everyone's starting to grow a little bit, so it's like why not a Morty beat a Rick? Like that's something that would be cool to finally see, And there was just so many, like, honestly, we got to see so many great Ricks. Like, my favorite was definitely Hillbilly Rick in, like, the two, in, like, a little, like, 2-second little clip. Or Professor, robot dog. Or, Professor Dumbledore Rick.
Oh, yeah, like the,
he was, like, running the.
He was like Snape.
He was definitely more like Snape.
But here's the thing also. I think what I'm very excited for, I really love, my favorite storyline of the episode was obviously the Training Day, like, cop one with,
Fat Rick.
It was kind of like a good Rick.
Fat Morty.
He was kind of like not toxic Rick.
But he was like a new Rick.
In the
like
last
he was
episode.
like a brand new. Like
he was like a very healthy. He was kind of a new Rick.
Fresh off the
rookie. But he's
like
still alive.
Rookie Rick.
He's still alive at the end of the episode.
Yes, that's true.
So
because
I'm excited to see his involvement in this story.
Yeah, because at the end we see this kind of like Guardians 2 like homage where they're all just floating out of like the airlock, all like the dead Ricks that Evil Morty killed, and the running. What were they called? He was
campaign manager.
His campaign manager who's dead, and then we see the files where it shows that he's Evil Morty because he was given that by an unknown Rick. Who could have been our Rick, could have been another spy Rick. That's what I love. We don't know, and we'll
over really quick. Like, he's just gonna find out some way. But yeah, who knows what that Rick was? Will he? Maybe not. Probably not.
Thoughts for the rest of the season?
Oh God. Okay, so I think when I first heard and did like kind of research and watched a couple of videos or interviews with Justin Roiland and Dan Harmon, they were saying like there was going to be a big plot point twist for this season.
And this wasn't it.
I'm
I think
guessing it's going to be this one. What I thought was it's going to had something to do with Rick's past, because in the beginning of the season they start off with who is Rick, and they go to like his creation of the portal gun, but they kind of snap that out really quick and don't really brush on it.
But even in this episode too, they have him in like with Beth, and
well,
like
exactly.
that's the whole thing
but
about
they
Simple
murder
Ricks.
that guy. He just dies by going through the portal.
Oh,
so I don't think
loved
they're
it.
really going to touch on
The
that.
Blender universe.
I don't know. I'm not for sure. He asked me a question. I'm not quite sure if they're really going to touch on that this season.
Okay.
Because I think that's a thing that kind of makes Rick fun to watch, is that he's kind of an anomaly, and we don't really know his backstory that much. I think the rest of the season is going to be them taking care of Evil Morty and how the universe and how Rick and Morty's end up after that.
Yeah.
What do you think?
What I think is we still have yet to have the Morty and Evil Morty interact, or our Rick and Evil Morty interact, and I think that's what we're coming to. Also, there's a huge thing we have yet to see again. Phoenix person.
I was just going to say, Phoenix person. Yeah.
Phoenix person we have yet to see again. Also,
so
Tammy's
weird.
still alive.
Yeah.
Also, the Galactic whoever.
I'm gonna guess he gets them.
I think they're gonna come back.
Evil Morty gets them on
Maybe
their
he's
side.
working with them. Oh, that'd be a great way where they combine forces. Oh, and then they have to take them down.
We'll see.
We will see.
We will see. So I guess that wraps up our review of this episode.
Yes.
Do you have anything else to say?
Yes, a little fun trivia, or not trivia, fun little news for you folks. Funko Series 3 of Rick and Morty just got released.
Ooh.
We are going to get a Scary Terry. We are going to get
Scary
a Jerry with a Meeseeks box. We're going to get a Summers, and we are going to get a few more, and a Pickle Rick. 2 versions of Pickle Rick.
What a surprise.
So, yes, so coming this Christmas.
Well, thank you guys so much. If you guys did get to this part of our review
Thank you.
and don't really know our channel, we would love it if you guys did check out some of our stuff. It's a little different from here. We do some kind of gameplays, we do game shows, we do movie drinking games, all that great
Some
stuff.
funny, just fun, and, nerdy
Hilarious.
hilariousness and drinking. And you know what? We put it on, and we'd like for you to eventually see it. So thank you guys.
Yeah, please check it out.
I was Butter,
I'm Kurt.
and this was Shot for Shot, our review of Rick and Morty,
Oh, yeah, we gotta...
Season 3, Episode 7. Peace among worlds.
Thanks, guys.